I'm holding $4,000 cash right now, and it doesn't matter. But at the same time, I remember old me, like I would like if I was holding $4,000 cash with the maturity level I had 2 or 3 years ago, I'd be posting on social media like an asshole. I'd be doing money spreads on the front of my car like an absolute jerk off. And like what I'm kind of trying to get across in this video is once you start like comparing yourself to where you want to go, you're just so humbled. Like you don't even think about the money you're making because mentally you are comparing yourself to people that are just such a threshold above you that you're never really comfortable with where you're at. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Jack. I'm a 19-year-old entrepreneur. Over the first year of owning my business, I was able to take it from nothing to $11,000 a month, and we're just getting started, right? I think that one thing I really try to do, and I kind of called myself not doing this about, midway through the summer, I had my first $5,000 month, and I was like, oh my God, $5,000. That's like $60,000 a year. That's like more than what a lot of people make when they come out of college. And I was comparing myself to normal people. And the trap that puts you in is that like it makes you feel ahead. Just overall, like throughout my journey of entrepreneurship so far, I have become less and less interested in what other people think about me or trying to put out an image that's better than what it actually is because I just think that's silly. It's like, why are you trying to look like you got it before you got it? And I'm just not a fan of that at all. And most people, like, you can make a pretty wicked, trust me, like you can make a pretty wicked money spread out of $4,000 cash. It looks pretty cool. But the people that post that stuff on like their social media, like, dude, I saw a girl I went to high school with flexing like a $1,200 monthly paycheck. She's like, oh my God, like back when I used to make all this money in high school, and now I'm like, $1,200? What? You can't even live on that. And I think so many people are like comfortable with that level of earning that you just never like strive for more. And I caught myself for a little bit being like, oh, like I'm on the right path. Like, I'm doing pretty good for my age, blah 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 blah. Blah. But the farther I've got into this year, like I just try to compare myself to people who are doing so much better than me. Like I know this one kid from high school, his girlfriend's dad. Like I knew he had a business. Like I've been to their house before for like a party or whatever. But I looked at like I was looking up this guy one random night because I forgot I heard something about him. Yada yada. I'm like googling him and his business and stuff like that, and I'm like reading this article, and it was like $8 million in revenue, and that was in 2014. And I'm like, holy shit! Like he's probably doing like 50 million now. And it's like when you just like conceptualize money that way, you can't ever feel ahead. You really can't ever feel ahead. And when you don't feel ahead, you're not trying to look like you're ahead. You're not trying to flex like you're ahead. You're just trying to work like you're ahead. And I think a lot of people would be better off both skill set development wise and like earning capacity wise if they were always reaching for another milestone. But people get comfortable, like they get a little bit of money in their bank account and they're like, oh my God, like, I'm doing so good. And it's natural to then compare yourself to people around you, like, oh, I'm making more money than this person I went to high school with, or I'm making more money than this person's dad, blah, blah, blah. It's like, do you want to, like, you're just going to end up like all of them. Like, what if you're comparing yourself to them, you're already ahead. And why would you ever want to feel already ahead? Because that puts an artificial cap on you. So I just think like one thing like I really learned this year, which I didn't have in the 2024 lessons, is like I really have a way better psychology of money. Like I don't feel any ego at all or anything. Like I don't ever feel like I'm ahead. Like, I feel like there always needs to be more, which is like some people would be like, oh, like that's a bad mindset to have, or that's like whatever. Like I'm not trying to do the same thing that you. If you're thinking that like we don't have the same goals. So I just think that when you think of money that way, it's kind of easier to make it. It's kind of easier to keep it. Like, I'm extremely stingy, dude. Not stingy, but I really only spend money on my business. Like I don't know. This kind of sucks. These videos suck. These past like 3 videos, I'm just getting back into talking to the camera and trying to get like a real point across. But I just don't think that you should. First of all, like, don't fucking flex your cash on social media. That looks so dumb. Unless you're showing me that you're going to buy like some nice ass car in cash and you got bags of cash, then like that's pretty cool. You've got it. You can flex it. Like even dude, okay, not to diss someone. I'm not gonna leave any names, but this one guy who I kind of used to get like business coaching from last year, he's constantly flexing like his Stripe accounts, and it's like, dude, the revenue is like the same as what I'm doing, and I'm not even like, I don't know. So many people just try to like look like they got it, but what one thing I really like that Andy Frisella talks about is like people just know like at some point like, once you've reached the threshold of success that's just so obvious, like you just walk in rooms and people just get it, like they're just like, okay, like this guy is like the real deal. And I don't think you should try to flex until you get to that point, or at least I personally won't be. Like I'm not buying nothing fancy for a long time. I don't know. That's it. I guess kind of like a psychology, money lesson, stuff like that, and just kind of like maturity lesson and a reminder of like why you should never compare yourself to the people you're doing better. Because like, why would you want to do that? That literally just is a setup for comfort, and I'm not a fan of comfort. So I try to consistently raise the threshold of people I'm comparing myself to financially wise, because it creates such a deficit of like where I am and where I want to be that anything else is just kind of in between. Like once I hit my first $10,000 a month, um, I just knew like 100 was next. Like I'm not 20's not gonna count, 30's not gonna count, 40, 70. Like no, they're just numbers. Once I get to 100, and that's exciting. And then I don't know, a million from there. But that's it. Don't get caught up. Don't get comfortable. Don't be happy with what you're currently doing, because that's how you stay stuck. And I'm not a fan of being stuck. So that's it for today. Bye.